Because if you become a state, right, you have state heritage. You won't have your heritage. You
Hmm.
kind of get what I'm saying? You
A
had
little
to.
bit.
You
A
don't.
little bit.
You you won't be teaching people your heritage. You had to teach American history, not Puerto Rican history. You know
But
what I'm
why?
saying?
Why? Why? Why
Because
should?
because it's the same thing with Hawaii. Hawaii teaches American history, and then portion of it is Hawaiian history, right? You kind of give up a sense of who you are as a culture, as a people, as the bloodline. What makes you you? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I wouldn't want that because there is a reason why. Like they said, it wasn't until 1967 Puerto Ricans couldn't show a flag. They couldn't have a flag. We couldn't
Hmm.
participate in our own flag.
Wow.
And in the 1960s, you know, a bunch of crazy Puerto Ricans, not just playing, a bunch of Puerto Ricans got into the in New York. They created a flag that we now rock now, and they got into the Statue of Liberty because they wanted to show that they are people. They wanted to be show that they are people, and they're proud of that. That's why you see Puerto Ricans show their flags in every Puerto Rican house. They have a flag. They're proud to show that we have a flag, that we are a people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And because there was a time that we couldn't do that, that we couldn't, as people, I could say, yeah, I'm Boricua, but then I don't have a flag to represent my country.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? So we fought for that. We fought. People died for that, and they're showing that, hey, we do that. We have our own blood and tears. But see, I feel you. I like that. High five. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that, and the reason why I get, you know, I tell people I understand the struggle that the African Americans deal with all the time, right? A lot of times where you see a lot of Puerto Ricans, there's a lot of African Americans around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we live amongst each other.
Yeah.
What I would say the difference is that, you know, at the end of the day, we could be booted out if America doesn't want us.
It's a good
So
point.
think about it, right?
Yeah.
People be like, "Whoa, you don't have a place to go." Yeah, bro, but it's like they gave me a restricted license that they could take from me anytime they want to. If they no longer feel used, that the U.S. feel like they don't have no use for Puerto Rico, they could essentially be like, "Yo, let's take that act out of the way. Let's vote Congress to get it out, and not we're a country like another third world country." You know what I'm saying? Now, the Puerto Rican people are resilient, that they'll figure their way out of the situation. But you don't want to be in a position where you're in the middle. You're not. You're not. It's like saying, "Man, you don't want to let me go." You know, I'm not the wife, but you don't want to let the mistress go. You want to keep me in limbo. Whenever the wife, you get in a doghouse with the wife, you want to come see the mistress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like Puerto Rico is. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I love my country. I love my people. I love our music. I love our
Hmm.
food. You know what I'm
Keep going.
saying?
Keep going. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna
So
let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock.
so
Get your
you
round
know,
off.
I love the identity of
Mhm.
who we are as individuals, and we embrace the culture that we were brought in, both our Taino culture, both our African culture, and our Spaniard culture. We embrace all of it together
Yeah.
because that's what makes us unique. We don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be Puerto Rican if it wasn't for our three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what makes us us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? From the drum beats and the reggaeton to the long flowing dress that the women wear from the Spanish culture to
Yeah.
my faith in Christianity, right? To my skin complexion that comes from the Indians.
Yeah.
Hey, I everything. We embrace everything all at once, and that's what makes me proud to be where I at as far as being Puerto Rican.
But as you should be. incredibly proud. You should wear it on your chest, and you should, sing it loud on the mountaintops. And I think that what you just said though is the frustration that a lot of African Americans run into, is because as much as people may try to conceptualize what it's like, it's almost impossible to really get it, because like everything you said, we would almost trade for that, because you said at any minute they could take it away and tell me to go back. Well, tell us to go back where? We started here. We don't have a
Yeah,
there. So like for you,
I,
you said like, I love my country. I love the music. I love the food, right? We don't have, we're more, to us, we are more stuck in the middle than anybody, because it's like the place that we're from, we were never there. The place that we are always feels like it will never be ours. It was always because in design, we came to build someone else's. They didn't
but
say,
you have to
come with us so that we all can build this place for us all together.
but you have to remember this, right? And this is where I tell people. People say, "Well, America, right? America is 50 countries that came together and say we are united. 50 countries,
Mhm,
right? So if you from if you from let's say Louisiana,
mhm.
you from the country of Louisiana. You have the culture and the
Okay,
history of Louisiana, right? The
okay,
food, that Louisiana, the jazz that comes from Louisiana, the crawfish, all that. You have a culture. You have the culture that comes from the country of Florida, the country of California, the country of Texas. These are 50 countries. That's why every country has their own constitution, Declaration of Independence. They have their own laws. They have essentially their own president, we call a governor, that delegates the rules, and they have their own Senate, their own Supreme Court. Everything that the United States has in the big
mhm.
scheme of thing, in the micro, every country is like that. It's its own
So so
country.
so do you said that in rebut to what I was saying? So do you feel as though that is sufficient? Like, do you feel like that's good enough?
I would say in this case, I would say yes, because in our case is you have look, you have a say so.